Oh no, I lost my job. I'm unemployed in China. What am I going to do? Am I screwed? Nah, not really. Let's talk about it. 大家好，我是 Hey everyone, it's Surant in China. How y'all doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, if I were living back in Canada, today would be a pretty shitty day because I did. I lost my job yesterday. Not because of incompetence or any fault on my part, but simply because the market that the company I was working for is in is ultra competitive in China. And through what I'm honestly going to call management mistakes and missteps and not understanding Chinese culture and Chinese employees, the company is losing a lot of money. And my position, although valuable in its own right, is not necessary. So I was laid off, let go, which is fine. Normally, like I said, in any other country or position that I've been in before, this would be a big deal. But originally, when my wife and I made the decision to come back to China in 2023, it wasn't to come back job hunting. In fact, it was for me to retire. I've worked hard my entire life. I started working when I was less than 12 years old. I started working full time and have continued working full time since I was 15 years old. That's 40 years. During that time, after coming to China in my early 30s, my wife introduced me to a very, very valuable and unheard of aspect of Chinese culture, at least as far as Western culture goes. And that is the saving culture, where she told me, and I thought she was absolutely crazy at the time, that the average Chinese family bankrolls 60% of their salary every month. Doesn't matter how much it is. It could be $1,000, it could be $10,000. 60% is going in the bank. And then the remaining 40% is what you live on: your rent, your food, your entertainment. And coming from Canada and from the very poor financial state that I was in at that time, I thought she was nuts. I was having a very, very difficult time putting away 3% into my RRSPs. For those not familiar, that's a registered retirement savings plan in Canada. And yeah, I thought she was crazy. But due to the incredibly low cost of living and through careful living within our means, we were able to do it. So we got into the habit for 20 years of putting 60% of our combined salaries into the bank every month. And that's why when my daughter went to university in Canada, which is substantially more expensive than university here, we paid for everything. We didn't have to worry about that. When we want to take a vacation, we can just take a vacation. We can buy plane tickets. We can buy nice hotels. We can do whatever we want without needing to take out loans or use credit cards. The only time I've ever used credit cards in the past 20 years has been to get points when I lived back in Canada. Here in China, I never use credit. Very few people actually do. It's really amazing just how easy it is to live here and to save money. So last year, when a friend of mine introduced me to a friend of his who needed someone with exactly my skill set, I told him I'm not really looking for a job. And he said, come on, help a guy out. It's a really easy job. It won't be difficult for you. Um, Give it a try. And I thought, okay, you know what? I will. While I've been working for that company for the past 7 months, I've taken every penny I've made and put it directly into the bank. I've spent less than 10% of it on anything at all, just transportation to and from work. So this was just an extra money project for me. It wasn't a big deal. Now, also, YouTube has picked up for me substantially. As you can see by my subscribers, I'm at 12,000 subscribers. That would be nothing really living in the North American economy. But quite honestly, with the very small amount of money I do make from YouTube, it would be enough here in China, were I a single young guy, to rent a small apartment and pay all my bills and have money left over to eat and do a few fun activities a week on top of that, just from having 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, I'm hoping to turn that into more, but at the moment, what it means for me and ultimately the channel is that instead of going to work every day for 10 hours a day, I can instead do more interesting things. So instead of sitting in my office at work and actually working and using my free time to make videos, I can come out to places like this. Let me show you. I rode my little bicycle here over to Shiyan Lake. This is a very small portion of this park and the lake that I'm visiting today. I come bike riding here quite often whenever I can. And in the very near future, I will be coming substantially more. The time of year is perfect. It's 24 degrees outside right now with a breeze, so there are no mosquitoes. I'm not sweating to death. And just look at this. The flowers are blooming. The lake is glistening. The senior citizens are sauntering past behind me, chatting with each other and enjoying the day. And I'm sitting here making a video to share with all of you. So, yes, this should be a solemn day. This should be a bad day. Losing my job. Oh no, what am I going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start taking little trips to remote, smaller communities around South China and possibly beyond to show you some of the real culture in China. Now, I'm still going to make my politically and economically minded videos as well, but I'm going to make them from different locations. I'm going to have some fun with my life after 40 years of hard work and share that fun with all of you. So I was just, like I said, riding my bike along this path here. This path goes all the way around the park. It's many kilometers long. My very, very nice bike right over here, as you can see. And I thought I'd just make a quick video, give a little channel update, as it were. And as much as I'm considering this now my semi-retirement, this is China. Opportunities here are everywhere. I was not looking for a job last year when the last job that I had found me. Literally. I I didn't put a single resume out, and that has happened to me on many occasions before in China as well. So as much as now I am planning on taking some time off and relaxing and enjoying life, getting healthy again, it wouldn't surprise me if I make a new video in the not too distant future to say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm working again. That's just kind of how things work out here. It's such an amazing, amazing place for people who are willing to integrate. I tell you, becoming part of this Chinese culture, learning to save money like a typical Chinese family has changed my life. It really has. I grew up in a very, very poor family with very, very few opportunities. And to be very honest, not much hope for the future. Getting on that plane 21 years ago, almost exactly 21 years ago, in fact, and deciding to go visit another culture and teach English to children was literally the best decision I've ever made in my entire life, bar none. It has provided for me not just insights into the world, travel, seeing new places and exciting things, but it has given me life skills and confidence that I never need to worry again. And that's a fact. So there you go. It is gorgeous out here. It is absolutely lovely. And I'm sitting here like a bump on a log when I should be sitting on that thing and cruising right along and having a fantastic ride. So I'm going to go do that. Thank you all for your joining me today. And once again, thanks to everyone for your continued support. Hey, I'm unemployed now, so it doesn't hurt to say that if you want to throw a guy a few shekels, buy a guy a cup of coffee, there's a super thanks button below. There's PayPal and WeChat links in the description. But the easiest and freest way to show your support, as always, is to make sure that you've hit that subscribe button and throw a guy a thumbs up. It really does help. I've got so much new content coming. I'm going to start making more videos, interesting videos from places outside of that boring ass, stinky little office I used to sit in for 60 hours a week. Hell no. We're going to have some fun, and you're a big part of that. I look forward to sharing it all with you. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you in the next video. Sai Jen.